Right. So, how productive are you?
Not very.
Yeah, well, you know, I think I would
Because I
agree
got so
with-
much work, I can't be productive.
I know. I'm talking about. I mean, if you think about it, think about, what the heck do I do with my time? I mean, I spend all of my time, it seems like, on phone calls and answering emails or deleting all the spam mail that I get, right?
But not Quality Digest.
But not Quality Digest. No, except for all the mails that I get from you. Here's another one from Mike, and here's another one from Jeff. Has nothing to do with me, but they're
Sorry.
in my inbox.
Well, just in case, Dirk.
But
you
just in
never
case,
know.
I know you got to keep everybody informed. But I get to the end of my day, and I'm going, man, I did all this, and I did all that, and I did all this, and have I actually kicked the can any further down there? And it's like, no, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything other than answering a bunch of emails and taking a bunch of phone calls and talking. Sometimes I just feel like, even though I've been busy all day, I haven't actually accomplished anything. Well, if you have ever wondered how productive you are, MIT Sloan senior lecturer Robert Pozen has launched the Pozen Productivity Index to help people measure their productivity. Earlier this year, Pozen hosted an Innovation at Work webinar to explain how certain habits, like the ones we were just talking about, derail or promote efficiency. I mean, some of the things you do are good, some are not so good. Pozen is an expert. He authored Extreme Productivity, Boost Your Results, Reduce Your Hours, that sounds good, and he teaches the MIT Sloan Executive Education course, Maximizing Your Personal Productivity, How to Become an Efficient and Effective Executive. So this survey that he created that you can take online, I took it, it's kind of interesting. It contains 21 pointed questions, and they are pretty pointed, about habits across 7 broad categories. And these will sound pretty familiar to you. What is your daily routine? Planning your day, your email habits, I was just talking about that, getting a lot done, meetings, are meetings really productive? Communication skills, and delegation, another key one. And users can respond to each of the questions that he poses, there's 21 of them, with either mostly, sometimes, or rarely. It takes you maybe 3 minutes to take this, this survey. Scores above 80 are ranked as great, and a total of between 50 and 80 is good, and testers who score below 50 could benefit from a productivity tutorial, or you can buy Pozen's latest book. I took the test. It wasn't that good. I got 55.
Oh, that's not bad. Well, so you're in the average.
Yeah, I'm just below. It's kind of like a C minus.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a solid C, Dirk.
It's a solid C.
Give yourself
That's
some
what I'm saying. I
credit.
get to the end of my day and I'm going, so maybe I should buy Pozen's book. I might, or take one of his seminars.
Well, this is actually a really interesting topic you talk about, because it's one we think about a lot as a small organization, as being efficient. There's that old chestnut. If you want something done, give it to a busy person. Right? We've all heard that one. Right. That kind of ties in with this idea. I mean, when you're, in all seriousness, when you are a person like yourself who has a high degree of specialized knowledge and can really impact strategically an organization, you don't want them doing a lot of this tactical work.
Right.
You want them to be free to be able to leverage what they do really well, the special skills they have, for the good of the organization. So this is a really big issue for small organizations, and big one, maybe especially small organizations.
Well, I think especially for small organizations, because like here at the Digest, and I'm sure if you work for a small company, most of you work for small companies, everybody wears multiple hats. So I think for those people, you're probably not going to offload as much. I mean, maybe you could learn to delegate a little bit better. I'm not sure the offloading is as important as learning how to do those tasks that you have to do, like email, to do them more efficiently. How do you handle your email? Is there a good way and a bad way to deal with email, given that, hey, you got to go through it, you got to do something with it. So there are good ways and bad ways to deal with email. There's good ways and bad ways to deal with phone calls. You have to call somebody. Well, how do you do it? So I think organizing your time may be perhaps more important for small companies than delegation, because honestly, in small companies, delegation isn't always an option, because you're going to delegate it to somebody else who's also up to their head.
Also their eyeballs in work, and you try to understand that, and that's the other thing I'm saying is, like you mentioned, kind of flippantly, but it's point well taken. I send a lot of email. you know, I do send a lot of email to people on the team and as well
so
as
to keep
people
everybody
externally.
informed. I mean, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, but my point always is, well, will somebody want to know this potentially?
Right.
And I do try to winnow down the ones that don't on a need-to-know basis, but most times I'm like, yeah, Dirk would probably need to know that.
Right.
Whether you're going to look at it or not.
Whether I read it or not, that's for my kid.
Yeah, right. And if not, I'll have to test you about it again. But really, it's like, well, you know, maybe just wait until it really is an absolute need-to-know basis, or just pick up the phone and call, or use Chilean or whatever it may be to get that answer right
By
there.
the way, you mentioned picking up the phone call. Honestly, I think sometimes we do, and I know it happens here, we get off on chatting or emailing strings, complex things, where maybe documentation doesn't really matter, when actually making a phone call is faster. I mean, it's easy. You start off on IM, and then it seems like I started IMing, so I should keep IMing, even though the thing you're IMing back and forth is really too complex to handle on instant message. And really, at some point, you got to go, but this is stupid.
Yeah, let's just call.
Pick up the phone and call.
Like I say, especially if you don't need the paper trail. If it's still
if you don't need the paper
you
trail,
need to know exactly what, then it's a different thing.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff there, Dirk. I like that one. That really hit home.
Yeah.